This is the rail bridge at Dundee. Spanning the River Tay, it is approximately 2¼ miles long. The original bridge was opened on the 1st of June 1878. Built by Thomas Bouch, who initially worked for the North British Railway, helped design Edinburgh Waverley Station, and also built the line between St Andrews and Cooper in Fife. When the bridge opened, Queen Victoria travelled over the bridge and was so impressed with its length and structure, as it was now the longest railway bridge in the world, she awarded Thomas Bouch a knighthood. But at 1915, on a stormy Sunday evening of the 28th of December, only 17 months after the bridge was opened, the central navigation girder collapsed, sending a train and 75 people to their deaths. Looking at the current rail bridge from Law Hill, I was curious to find out how the railways crossed this stretch of the River Tay before they built the bridge. Well, the railways did cross the River Tay, but not at this point. We need to pan east across Dundee and look at a suburb of Dundee called Broughty Ferry. And we're looking at a castle, and the name of that castle is Broughty Ferry Castle, and that's where trains used to cross the River Tay before they built the bridge. Broughty Ferry Castle, first built in 1496 as a defensive structure until 1932. It's played roles in the Anglo-Scottish Wars and the Three Kingdom Wars, and has seen many sieges and battles in its time. It currently houses a display of the life and times of Broughty Ferry in its museum. The castle's open daily and it's free. By the end of the 18th century, the castle was an abandoned ruin. But in 1846 it was acquired by the Edinburgh Northern Railway Company, which built an adjacent harbour for its railway ferry. What a lovely day in Broughty Ferry. Behind me is the harbour, and to my left is Broughty Ferry Castle, an important part of railway history in the latter part of the 1800s, because trains used to arrive to the harbour behind me, then were put on a special rail ferry that would take the trains across to Tayport before carrying on to Edinburgh. Of course, this was the only means of crossing the Tay before the big bridge was built at Dundee. When the bridge was built, obviously trains went over there until the Tay Bridge disaster, when they had to reinstate the ferry. This is a model of the type of ship used to take the trains across to Tayport from Broughty Ferry. You can view this model in a very interesting museum which is inside the castle. One side of the castle has a sandy beach, and this side has got a pebble beach. And here's a pub that's got a wonderful view, the Ship Inn. Now this is just down from the Ship Inn near the lifeboat station. These swans are looked after by a gentleman who lives opposite, and he knows each swan by name. Broughty Ferry Railway Station was opened on the 6th of October 1838 as part of the Dundee to Arbroath line. Broughty Ferry used to have its own manual signal box and manually controlled level crossing gates, but now it's under the control of Dundee Signalling Centre. The Aberdeen to London King's Cross high-speed train approaching the corner at 85 miles an hour. And this is the Royal Arch. It's next to the station and it dates back to 1869. We're back at Low Hill, and this memorial stone looks over the whole of Dundee at the top of Low Hill to remember those who fell in the Second World War. Looking across the River Tay, west towards Perth. So we found out that the railways managed to cross this vast amount of water before they built the bridge. At the time of the Tay Bridge disaster, Sir Thomas Bouch was working on plans for the Forth rail bridge, a suspension railway bridge across the Forth. The plans had been accepted and a foundation stone laid. But his project was cancelled and transferred to Benjamin Baker and Sir John Fowler. They took over the role of designing the Forth rail bridge, and that's the bridge we have today. Sir Thomas Bouch was blamed for the Tay Bridge disaster, hence the word botch job. But due to the severe storm on the evening, some historians still have their doubts whether he was really to blame. Sir Thomas died at the age of 58 and is buried in Dean Cemetery in Edinburgh. But in the words of the poet William McGonagall, the Tay Bridge disaster will be remembered for a very long time. I leave you with a magnificent view from Low Hill, over Dundee and the mouth of the River Tay.